Tony here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today we have my 2012 Camaro. This is my personal car. You don't see a lot of it. It's had some issues with the paint and it's been in a body shop for quite a while, but it's back now and it needs an oil change. I've had this car since it was new. It only has 50,000 miles on it. I've only run Valvoline in this car. So we're gonna take a look inside and see what the engine looks like. This is one of the cars I'm gonna convert to the Mobil 1. I think originally when it came, it had Mobil 1 on it, maybe one oil change from Mobil 1, then I went to Valvoline. But it's also a high performance engine. That's really we want to test here is how well the Mobil 1 does, the advanced clean in a high performance motor. This is an LS3. It does have a cam, a high lift cam, Texas Texas Speed Stage 3 cam in it. Also has long tube headers, and it's built, and we roller rockers, the whole deal, and port and polish heads. But it also revs to 7,000 RPM, which is very, very high for an LS pushrod motor. So there's a lot of demands on the oil. So I've noticed it's been a little louder with the Valvoline than I would like. The valve train noise is a little bit more. Put in a Mobil 1, see what happens, if there's any difference. Also, because it's been well taken care of its whole life, I'm curious to get the scope in there and take a look and see how well Valvoline's been keeping this engine clean. So we'll get her in the air. All right, so we're going to go and drain our oil. These are a 15 millimeter down here. This has a little bit of corrosion going on here. I think it's from the body shop sitting there for so long, but not happy about that. It was a whole lot cleaner under here before it went. That's what happens, unfortunately. Hit myself in the glasses there. Hopefully I didn't disrupt the video too much. Made in USA. I don't see that very often anymore. Well, maybe a little bit more now than you did before. But let's go ahead. We're gonna let this thing drain for a long time. We'll get as much out of there as we can so we can get a clear picture of the inside of this motor. It never had a problem with this engine. You can see the oil looks good, just black. It does run a pretty rich tune in it, and with the tunes being rich, it does put a little more carbon into the oil. That's why you got to change it a little more often if you're going to have it use it as a borderline race car like I do. So we'll let this drain out for a while. As I stated before, one of the big pluses to the LS motors is the filters are right next to the oil drain. This thing took a little more ugga-duggas to get off than I was expecting. But as you can see, I know if you guys watched my previous video in the Mobil 1, I can manhandle this old Fram filter and it's fine. We did that with the Mobil 1. It tore wide open. So I'm not really sure what happened to Mobil 1. Some guys have commented that they changed their manufacturing. Maybe that affected it. Not really sure, but it definitely it made a heck of a difference in the quality of what you're getting now. But Fram also is bankrupt, so we won't be seeing Fram filters in the near future. More than likely they're going to be going bye-bye. We'll open this filter too once we're letting it, then let it drain for a little while. All right, she's been draining for quite a while now, so we should be good. If you take a look in here. Oh, a little messy. We got a little bit of wind today, so that explains that. Whoop, whoop. There's my luck today. I was about to say, we've been having some good luck with not getting oil everywhere. But as you can see, the richer you run your oil, your tune, the more messy it's going to make your oil. It's kind of similar to like what happens to the diesels. You know, a lot of soot and stuff ends up in the actual oil. So you have to have a good oil. It's going to be able to dissipate that quite well. We're going to get in here and clean this all off. Some nasty stuff here. So we'll probably see a little bit of blackness inside going on inside the oil pan here once we get this apart. You hear all that noise, it's the wind, unfortunately. It has just been a really windy year this year. And if you guys watched my previous video, I've been switching over to the Purelator, the Purelator 1. I'll have it in the description. These go on sale all the time, but they're good for 15,000 miles, and really honestly have had very good luck with them. So we'll be using those for the foreseeable future here. A lot of times with filters, I go based on one, quality, two, making sure that they also have a decent price. These go on sale for like $3 or $4, which is pretty cheap. So we have it nice and firm on there. Good. We'll open up that filter in a second. Now we'll go ahead and get the scope and take a look inside. Ready? So this is my new Vivor cam. I'll have it in the description. This is the cheapest cam I've found that has 4-way capability, meaning it can go all different directions. The other ones only have 2-way, so I thought that was pretty neat, so I bought it, and it was actually fairly inexpensive. It wasn't horribly expensive, and it comes with this nice get this going right. It comes with this nice carrying case here and a bigger screen, so I've been playing with it and I've been quite happy with it. So you can shoot pictures, you can do everything you can with the other one. It has an SD card on it. We're going to hold the on button there, and then boom, and then you have light controls and all that. So we'll take a look inside here, see what we got going on. So the quality is pretty good. This thing looks like a brand new engine. Again, this car is always been ran on Valvoline Restore and Protect. That's the pickup tray. That looks good. Get in here a little bit and look at the windage tray. So we can get in here a little bit more. Oops, that's the windage tray again. I mean, sorry, the pickup tube. Trying to, oop, all right. Now we're getting somewhere. You can see how nice it looks in there. Really, really nice. No varnish, no nothing. But again, this has always been on Valvoline Restore and Protect. So it just shows you guys, when we're talking about engines that are new, whether you need this or not, this does keep your engine clean. The only reason I'm switching it over is for you guys. You know, again, there's only one way to find out if a product is any good, and that's to test it. And again, it meets all the criteria that I'm looking for making sure it's going to be a quality product. So the only thing that we can do past that is actually put it into one of the cars. So we'll be putting the Mobil 1 Advanced Clean in this one. We do have a small little drippage leak. This is fairly common. If you saw my other Camaro video, it's fairly common on the LS engines. I always get that stupid O-ring that's in there leaking. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just like, as you can see, just a dampness issue, but still kind of a pain. Alrighty, push this out of the way. And then we'll go get our oil filter and we'll open that up for you guys and show you what that looks like on the inside here. Click, click. Okay. I will tell you, I kind of started a fire in the comments talking about not pre-filling filters. Again, I showed you what these look like on the inside and why pre-filling really honestly is difficult to do it correctly. And unless the manufacturer asks you to pre-fill, then you should do it. But even with the big old diesel engines, they don't even recommend it. And that's a big cat, and that thing carries, you know, 5 gallons of diesel in it. So it's kind of, you know, why is it necessary? I mean, I can see if your system, you know, doesn't hold any sort of pressure and drains everything out, then yeah, pre-filling is a good idea. But modern engines, they just don't do that. They actually hold enough oil in the system to prevent an issue like that from even happening. There it goes. So, alrighty, this is a very dirty filter. We have our silicone. Take a look at that. No glitter, which is good. And then again, I've been noticing they've been gluing these in here a little bit. This might be glue, or it might be because I put it in there. When I was taking it out, I kind of manhandled it a little bit. So maybe the housing. This one's going to be a little bit of fun. Of course, it's dropping oil everywhere on me. On my nice. This is not where I want to drop oil in my nice area in my driveway. I mean, sorry, my backyard. So, but, oh, there it goes. Trying to gently get it out of there without spilling oil everywhere. Okay, so let's take a look. That filter looks pretty dirty. And again, it smushed a little bit, but that's because I crushed the filter housing trying to get it out. I don't see anything in there. No metal debris. Pardon the crazy wind we've been having. Somebody was trying to call me, and I think I actually accidentally quit filming here, which that sucks. This is not what I was trying to do. Anyway, it's really sludgy in here. But again, this is the carbon that you'll normally get stuck in the engine. It gets suspended in the oil, which is exactly what you want it to do. You don't want it to get into different parts and stain the engine. And you can see how it even just stains my glove putting it on my glove. Like, this is nasty stuff. And again, no like metal, no nothing that's concerning in here that would really kind of get my attention. This stuff is from this, but again, they use good quality steel. Like, this is thicker steel that when I showed you before really kind of emphasized that they're going really cheap on the other filters. But again, all this sludgy stuff that got stuck in the down in here, and we had the valve in there, the anti-drain back valve, and that's why, you know, these filters do very, very well at making sure that pressure stays up in the system. Once you remove them, of course, you lose the pressure, but there's enough oil still in the system, you're not going to have an issue. So we'll go ahead and get her down on the ground, put some oil in her. Okay, so again, like I stated on the last Camaro, if you watched it, these take about 7 quarts, and you can really see this engine is spotless inside. Very, very happy with Valvoline and what it's done. But again, in the sake of checking on things and seeing what the new products are doing, we are going to switch to the Mobil one and see what happens. I did notice it was a little more noisy when hot, which is kind of unusual for this engine. Not noisy, but just a little more valve train noise. This is a high revving LS. It has a 7,000 RPM red line on it, actually 7,200 cutoff. But again, shake your bottle really good. This takes about 7 quarts of the good stuff here. And then we'll get her started and take a look at our fluid level. We also are going to drain out our catch can, which if you don't have a catch can on one of these engines, you absolutely need a catch can. These things have horrendous crankcase ventilation systems, and they just fill up your intake with oil if you don't. So we'll be taking this off and actually replacing it with a new one because I have a newer style to put on here. It's a little more efficient. So we'll finish filling. All right, so we have 7 quarts in here. Go ahead and remove this, try not to make a mess. We're going to put our cap on, but we are going to come back to this after we check to make sure if we need to put more in here. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. We did let it drain for a very long extended time, so sometimes when you do that, you do have to add a little more oil because some of it does come out of the galley. I did not pre-fill this oil filter, sorry guys. I know that. Oop, emergency brake is on. I ain't gonna move, and that's gonna frustrate some of you, but again, not your car. Also, I've never had an issue with the oil failure on one of my cars. Other kind of failures, yes, but definitely never because of an oiling issue. I change my oil on time, and I keep good quality oil in it. Never have a problem. It's the engines that I get, cars that I didn't own the whole time. So, get her started here. Again, we have our oil pressure down here, so how long it takes to get going. Oil pressure right away. Again, it does sweep, so we're getting good oil pressure right out of the bat here. All right, let's go check our oil level. You probably noticed my custom gauge here. If you're interested in that, there's videos coming. We're actually still developing software with the company for that. It's actually a pretty neat little setup. So come over here, see where our oil level is. And again, the Valvoline Restore and Protect, as you guys saw, it really suspends everything and keeps it in the filter out of, you know, sticking in other parts of the engine. So our oil is right on the money here, so we're good. All right, I'm going to wrap this video up right here. If you want to see how this all ends up, there will be another video, but thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you comment, I'll get back to you. Use the affiliate links. It helps me out a whole bunch for the channel. Have a great day, guys.